To shut the fuck up when grown folks is talking.
What up, world? It's your boy, Coolie, man.
You got AK the Chief in the building.
And y'all know what it is. It's time to plug them headphones in, put the kids to bed, and let's begin to listen. It's grown-ups talk. Today we're gonna talk about your spouse and your kids. Do your kids have to appreciate your spouse? Or do your spouse have to appreciate your kids in a relationship? Y'all know what it is. Let's go.
What up? What's going on with y'all?
Yo.
It's good, Coolie.
What up, AK?
What up, Sid?
What up, Sid?
Hey, yo, before you jump in, let me just say this, yo. Sid, it's been like, I'm team time over here. When you introduce yourself, you're like, it's me, Sid. let the people know who in the building, man.
Word.
They know who we're here.
Shit, but y'all know what part of the show this is. This part of the show is dedicated to you, to our fans, our supporters, our listeners, to everybody fucking with us on Mondays as we drop the audios, and everybody fucking with us on Wednesdays as we drop the visuals. It takes a special type of you to appreciate a special type of us, and we appreciate that.
Facts. And you already know the motto. Like, share, and follow. If you didn't do it. Do it. Tell a friend. And do that shit again.
And y'all stop acting on motherfucking stink. If you on Instagram, Spotify, iHeartRadio, anywhere where you could put Grown Ups Talk podcast in your search engine.
What to do, bully?
I need y'all to hit that motherfucking link.
Let's get it.
Ayo, if y'all been listening for a minute, or if you new to it, y'all should know what it is by now. Feel me? I need y'all to go right over to Instagram, hit up Catch a Vibe 2, hit up the Queens of Edibles, put your order in, let them know Grown Ups Talk sent you. Catch your vibe, and then I need y'all to go over to Congress Ave to hit up Bart over at Lane's Barbershop to get your line up right, get your shit all tight, so you can head over to 631 Middletown Ave, Middletown Cafe, and party all night. Y'all know what it is. Every time y'all go over there, it's a grown-up time. It's grown-up people having grown-up fun. Shout out to Ski Ball, shout out to June, shout out to Nico, shout out to everybody that's in that motherfucker, that ever been in that motherfucker, and that keep that motherfucker alive. 631 Middletown Ave, Middletown Cafe.
Facts.
Shit.
And tell them where they can go get their Grown Ups Talk merchandise. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
Oh, if you want to get the Grown Ups Talk merchandise,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What you should already have.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Go on any of our links.
Talk that shit, King.
Any of our social media, platforms, hit the link. You know what I mean? Go put your order in.
Definitely do that, because we see the orders coming in, we see the orders being shipped out, we know who's supporting and who ain't. Thank everybody that is, thank you to everybody that playing on it, and thank you to everybody that don't know, but as soon as you find out you're going to, salute to you.
Okay, let's get it.
But yeah. So as y'all heard on the intro, man, we're gonna talk about this relationship thing. Does your spouse have to respect and appreciate your kids, and do your kids have to respect and appreciate your spouse or whoever you choose to be with or deal with at the time? How does that all work out? You feel me?
Should that be a deal breaker or not?
Should it be?
You know what I'm saying? It all depends on what we're gonna talk about first.
However y'all want to cut this cake. You feel me? My sweet tooth is here. I need my weekly,
So Pete, I guess we could jump into
shouting out the Henny in the building. Nah, go ahead, man. I'm on one. Don't mind.
the fact that the kids should the kids. You know what I mean? Is it a deal breaker for your kids to accept your spouse? Is so. So if your kids don't accept the person that you are pursuing or trying to make your spouse or dating, that's a deal breaker. You wouldn't pursue the relationship.
I wouldn't say it would be a deal breaker, but it just it plays a big part in how serious you would get with the situation with your spouse, or because spouses nowadays are not real husband and wives, and people have been together 15, 20 years, not married, so in regular relationships, maybe. But It depends on how much of a dislike it is and why the kid disliked the person. Like, is there something that the person is doing to them personally, or if it's just out of jealousy for time and attention? Because, you know, children are very complex, and they come up with multiple reasons that don't really have nothing to do with nothing, not to like or enjoy something.
Okay, that was a very well answered. That's a good answer.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I think the first impression, a lot of people get hung up on. So if it's like the first time they meet them and it's in a wild circumstance, and they're like, get that person out of here on some shit. Cause I used to be that type from when my mom was dating and shit. This nigga, like, I'm known for knocking niggas out and dragging them out the house. Like, the fuck up out of here, you ain't good enough for my mom type shit. But, I mean, it's the ones that come back around or show like after a while, like, yo, she don't stop talking to him. She don't take it too serious and say, yo, fuck what you saying, like, cause she respected my POV on it. Cause like I got a good judge of character, like I could tell, the vibe. I'll let you know right off the rip, like, yo, your vibe is all wrong for what's trying to go on over here. Like, nah, it ain't gonna happen. But I mean, if she was like, yo, you gotta get to know him type shit, then I'll give it a second look. So as a teenager, if the child is a teenager, like, I mean, I think it will have to be broken down just a little bit, like, yo, maybe a second chance meeting type shit to see how they really feel. But if they adamant about it, you gotta I feel like you gotta kind of trust it. And no matter what, if it's just like, yo, I have no respect for this person type shit, it gotta be a reason, like, it gotta be a reason. And yeah, it could be a deal breaker. Definitely could be a deal breaker.
I would say, you know, all right, before I move on, so what if the child is, you know, just like Sid said, you know, crying out for attention, and it's just, once that person come around, they just really stubborn on trying to get to know that person, and giving you the vibes that, like, yo, I'm not feeling the vibes, but all in all, the person that you're pursuing is not giving you those vibes. Is it something that you would let time tell, or just right off the gate, if your child just say, yo, listen, the vibe is off?
I don't know, I'm just a big believer in the vibes, like, nah, for real, like, cause that's how I do it myself. Like, myself, I know if I feel some type of way around somebody, I know I'll fall back, like, or I watch it a little bit more closer than I usually would. So if my child telling me, yo, like, watch that, like, that shit don't feel right, I don't like it, like, then I gotta pay some type of attention, like, and it can't be a deal breaker, because then I'm gonna put my scopes on it, yeah, because now I gotta look at it, like, don't mean I won't take it down, right, but taking it serious.
Listen, that's what I'm
saying.
Yeah.
It depends on what kind of situation.
Right, that's what I'm asking you.
It's a deal breaker for anything serious.
Yeah.
Because this person, has to look out for your kid, and it's different,
Right.
So
that's what I'm
your
trying
kid not wanting to be bothered or participate in any of, the regular routine of the day. Maybe, your spouse has to pick the kid up from school because you're working extra hours, but your child's gonna rebel because that's not who they want to pick them up from school. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, stupid stuff like that.
I understand that, and that's the kids not liking. Cause, like, this is the thing. Before I move on, your scoops are up when you're on higher focus, but you don't see anything wrong. Actually, you see whoever you're with or whoever you're pursuing going above and beyond to get your kid to, break the ice.
Right,
but,
right.
Kids being stubborn, kids want, I want my dad, I want my mom. Why you ain't with my dad? Why you ain't with my mom?
Right.
and they're not ready to move on.
Right.
Even though, I mean, the situation may, boom.
But the reason I would believe, or at least have a heightened sense of what my child is talking about, is because the honeymoon phase is real. Like, you feel me? So if you pursuing this person, and this person is pursuing you, and y'all trying to make it something long term, of course it's like, I mean, the first couple of months, first couple of interactions, it's gonna be all fireworks or all good vibes, because you're trying to put that best impression on.
Right.
Everybody ain't all the way 100 the whole time. So
Right.
sometimes that child might be the one to be like, yo, this some bullshit. Like, you feel me?
Right.
So even if it ain't like, hey, yo, don't come around here no more because my child ain't fucking with you. I ain't saying this like that. I'm just saying that it will just keep me kind of centered, keep me kind of humble. Like, hey, yo, you gotta make sure that you realize that this is the honeymoon phase. Like, get it shit like 6 months of constantly talking and, I mean, something like that. And you'll start seeing the true traits of that person coming out.
Right. And I'm not saying it's just soon, like, this is, my example, I guess, is throughout time. It ain't just the honeymoon phase. You are pursuing this person, and the child is, see, I'm a firm believer in vibes too. I believe in vibes, but
I was waiting for you to come around and kind of answering this, because
but
we're giving you all the motherfucking answers.
right. Because I want to break it down. I'm trying to help myself understand what you guys are talking about, so I can better explain my answer.
I got you.
So, I'm a firm believer in vibes as well, but I am very open-minded. So, what I don't understand, I try to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't allow someone to come around and throw me off as far as a vibe, because I don't understand it.
Okay.
Or don't understand how they move. So I pay attention to close detail too. So to answer my question,
I'm waiting.
To answer the question, I would have to give it some time, and if it ain't like the kid giving me, like, yo, this person is touching me vibes, this person is looking at me a certain kind of way, or abusing me,
right,
type of vibes,
right,
then I'm gonna pay close attention, but I'm not gonna let that rock the boat, because I was once one of those kids, just like you said.
Yeah,
I was once
on a couple missions with you.
Right. So I was once one of them kids to where my mom couldn't move on.
Right.
It wasn't that I wanted her to be with my father.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I just thought that
stepping up to the plate got to be dead right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I didn't agree with her choices in men, but I mean that was Mom Dukes, and she gonna do what she gonna do.
Right.
Gotta respect it.
That's that stay in the child's place talk right
there. Right.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying, and it wasn't until I was an adult to where I could kind of sway my mom into, changing her mind, and or moving on, whatever the case may be, and even still would be like, pulling teeth. But I was just taught as a kid to stay in a child's place.
Yeah.
So I think interfering with a relationship is overstepping your boundaries as a child, and it is not something that a child should be giving you advice on, as far as unless they're seeing domestic abuse, verbal and physical, then yeah.
I get you, but say it's not like them giving you advice. It's just like, yo, I don't like him. Like, like when that person leave, like, if I'm dating a female that has kids and I leave from being over there, whatever, spending time over there, and she tell her mom or he tell his mom that, hey, yo, I don't like him, yo. Like I would appreciate it more if she took what her child was saying into consideration. Like, yo, why you don't like him? What's the vibes? Like, what's wrong? Like, it's not more so the advice. It's like, yo, what's wrong? Like, what makes you feel this way? Like, you feel me? It's not so, oh, I don't like him because I seen him talking to whoever, or he do this, or I know that he don't do this right in the relationship. Like, that type of shit, that's not what I'm worried about. Like,
right, so...
But some kids do be worried about that. Some kids could like the person at first, and then because of the way the person may treat its parent or whatever, they can change how they feel about a person.
Right.
And that could go both ways. Like, you feel me? Because initially, like, you coming over here dating my mom and my guards is up off rip, like, you know what I mean? And it could take time for that to happen, a couple of trips somewhere, whatever, movies, whatever, y'all all going out together, whatever the case, jumping on the game controllers with them, whatever. Like, and that barrier get broke down and it changed, oh, I was wrong about you. Like, you know what I mean? That type of shit.
Right,
but,
that was the point I was trying to make, because the kids are automatically gonna have a gate up coming in. I feel like, and even when they, you know, try to make it feel like there's no gate at all, there's still a wall there. There's still some type of protection or defense, and you know, and it's just me being a stepfather.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know what it's like to have to overcome someone's child, like, and especially when the child want the parent to be with the other spouse, their father. I mean, so that's why it's just tough. It's a tough.
But the only, like, the reason I brought up the whole honeymoon phase is because it's the honeymoon between the two people that's trying to connect. That child ain't got nothing to do with that. Like, I mean, that connection that's trying to be made. Because that connection is either going to be made with or without that child's approval. But the child has nothing to gain from that person trying to walk into their life.
Absolutely.
So that's why, like, they looking at it like, you're not going to sway me by being super nice. Like, I'm going to make this shit a little tough to see if you dead serious about mommy and daddy. Like, I mean,
right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that whole honeymoon phase, that's why I look at it as a kind of a humbling, like, to put your scopes on a little bit harder, because if that's happening, it'll make you focus in on the long run if that's what you're chasing. Like, you feel me? Because if it's something that's, you just about to smash, or, I mean, it's just going to be a little fling real quick, then you ain't going to be really too concerned about it. You know what I mean? Right.
But even past, because the honeymoon phase is,
make believe.
it's not necessarily make believe. It's something that gotta be maintained, and in order to, I guess, keep a relationship to where whatever sparked y'all in the beginning, keep that same energy throughout the relationship. So I don't necessarily think it's a phase or make believe. I just think it's something that dwindles inside a relationship. You lose focus on trying to make the person happy when there's other obstacles in the way during your relationship, and it's not necessarily y'all fault. Y'all gotta go to work. Y'all gotta tend to the kids. There's other stuff on your brain. So right now it's hustle. It ain't honeymoon. Like, it's hustle. You know what I'm saying? It's a different age. So
that same shit is there in the beginning though. It's like, you still gotta go to work. You still gotta take care of the kids.
Right.
You need time. It's different. Yeah. And the honeymoon stage is different because it is make believe. Because you are making someone believe that you are that much exciting. You are that much dedicated to them. You're willing to give them this much amount of time.
But not if that person is willing to stay. If that person is willing to stay, then how much of that is make
That's
believe?
what makes the honeymoon dwindle down. You get comfortable. Now I don't have to do all of this.
Right, because
it's
a different
now I don't have to do all of
the
this.
spark period.
Yeah.
The spark in the honeymoon is just like, yo, even the little shit that would get on your nerves, you overlook a little bit. Like, I mean, oh, all right, that's just once. But once that like first original like 3 or 4 months is done, and it start getting a little bit longer into it, and it's just like
it's keep it exciting a little longer than that.
I mean, but you gotta kind of look at the average, like I mean the masses number, not just I mean our number, whatever we think the honeymoon phase is. So you say at least 4 to 6 months, right? Mm-hmm. After that, and you see, oh, this shit got a little time on it. You know what I mean? It's no longer the honeymoon phase. Now it's just the spark. Like, is the spark there or not? Like, I mean, right. Now y'all lives are intertwining a little bit more. Y'all schedules are working around each other. Like, that's all of that. Like, I mean, that's when it.
So, all right. Now, just to move past, let's just move past the honeymoon phase. Let's say y'all got past that, because basically that's just a trial. What y'all saying?
It's an interview for the long-term slot.
Yeah, like
it's the interview for the long-term slot.
It's the interview for the long-term slot.
The honeymoon stage.
The honeymoon stage.
Well, shit. How long can it last?
That's funny. Nigga, I literally just said that. Like, it's all up to the person trying to, you know.
I just said that. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Right. So, in order to keep the flame in a relationship, and get past the honeymoon phase, and the kid, you know, still not digging your spouse, is it then a deal breaker? Like, is it like, yo, you know, I'm looking, cause all right, for example, you know how you see these people engaged and about to be married, and the kids hate
the person they about to marry.
Right. Yeah. And 9 times out of 10, in that scenario, when you see that and it's on TV, the spouse is a creep. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you would think they would pass the honeymoon stage to where.
Oh yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Of course. But some people are naive too. Like, some people are just, all right, this is just the beginning. After a couple of years, you'll get used to them, whatever, and try to force the issue. Like, you know what I mean? But if that child feel like, yo, I'm not fucking with this person, like, point blank period, like, I hate everything about this person, especially after knowing them for this amount of time now. Like, I mean, I knew you was on some bullshit. Like, it should be a deal breaker, because you either gonna get married and be in chaos with your kids, or you gonna get married and be happy all together. That's kind of how you're looking at it.
But see, okay,
no, but I think that after time and your kid still doesn't like the person, it can't. I believe it's a deal breaker. It wouldn't work. It just won't work for a long time. Yeah, it is. Who wants to do that? I want my kid to be comfortable, and that's my child's house too. You know, I don't want my child to be uncomfortable or want to stay in a room all of the time or want to be non-social or whatever it is that they do. I want everybody to be comfortable. That's my home, and I'm the woman. So it's like, I want my home to be peaceful, comfortable, running smoothly. Everybody talking, communicating, getting along, and sit down and actually have, like, you know, family dinners, even if it is a broken family or whatever the situation may be, for something, you know, long term like that. That's gonna be my family.
When you think it then don't become you choosing your spouse, it become your child choosing your spouse?
No, because at the end of the day, whoever walks into your life, because it's not just your life. Yeah. Like the same
and
way.
my kid is me forever.
Right.
I could never change that. I could change spouses.
Listen, see, that's what I'm saying. Because you could change spouses because your kid could change them. No,
No, I'm not saying I'm gonna give my kid that much power, but even after the whole trial and error, the honeymoon stage, and it's been like
right. And
this
my
X
point
amount
is,
of time.
there's nothing wrong with the spouse, but the kid don't like him. There's nothing wrong.
It depends. Like I told you, what it is the problem. You would have to sit down and communicate.
There's
with
nothing.
your kid.
It's just the kid don't like it. I'm telling
Just
you,
because it's just
the kid
stubborn
don't
like
want
that?
the kid don't want you to be with someone else other than their parent, and it's like that. Like seriously, it's like that.
I know that it's like that, but you gotta look at it like I said.
But it also depends
No, there's
on
nothing
how
else.
hard the spouse is working.
There's nothing else. No,
But is this spouse?
there's nothing else. I'm telling you, this is my scenario. You can't tell me there's something else in my
You
scenario.
don't even know what the hell I was gonna say when I said you gotta look at it.
All right, tell me, Coolie.
It's simple as this, bro. Is you gonna have a house divided or a house united? Period. It's that simple. It's
Right.
a house divided.
But in that
and
situation-
it don't matter if it's the child not liking the person that you're choosing to be with, or the person not liking your child. If that can't be done, and you consider marriage is something wrong with you, it has nothing to do with your child selecting your spouse. You should never be picking your spouse over your child.
Absolutely
period.
not.
But that's
Absolutely not.
that's just the point I'm making. Like the point I'm making is whoever is about to get married, be it a man marrying a woman or a woman marrying a man or whatever that union is, if the child in that situation is put to the back burner for that spouse, or that spouse it's not an equal unit, everybody's not together in a line, then it's destined for failure.
That's not the scenario. My scenario is, like I said in the beginning of my scenario, your spouse is doing everything that he or she can.
Like to communicate with this kid, to reach out to this kid.
Go above and beyond. There's nothing wrong. And it's just that your kid don't like them. There's nothing wrong. It's just your kid don't like them. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it go on for some time. And you can't, you guys, playing trips, take your kids there, and maybe you got one kid like them and one kid don't. One kid like it, one kid don't. Just to make it even for y'all, because you got that one kid, y'all not having it. So, one kid like them, one kid don't. What do you do?
First of all, before it even get as far as let's get married, we gotta talk this shit out. We gotta see like what the fuck is the issue.
Right, and I'm telling you, there's nothing. Like you sit down with
No,
the kid, and the kid be like, "Yo, you know what? I don't like him. He's not my father. She's not my mom. My father was a better person. I don't understand why y'all broke up. I don't understand this, and that. What they do for me is good, but I don't want it. I don't accept it.
That's all fine and good. Because I was that kid.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You couldn't get past my wall of defense. And maybe, not to say nothing that my mom presented to me. I still don't approve. But maybe somebody Prince Charming could have came through, and my mom then thought, you know what? Oh, I can't make. AK ain't gonna like, you know what I mean? Ain't gonna like him, so boom.
Cut that short before it even happened.
Right. And I blocked the blessing.
But that's all in the conversation that you're having with your child. You get what I'm saying? Like, because if that communication is there with your child, like, yo, you don't get to select who I can and can't be with. I value your opinion, but I mean, you gotta understand that me and your mother or father didn't work out.
Right.
It didn't work out for whatever reason, and they moving on. I'm moving on. We don't love you no less. We just gotta move on with our lives.
Yeah.
And if they can't get over that from there, then I mean, you ain't got to like this person. You ain't got to love this person, but respect the fact that we together. And if that's the case, we're gonna be together. Respect the fact that we together. I'll make sure that they don't disrespect you, and y'all ain't gotta do too much interacting. There gotta be a compromise in there somewhere to make it work.
No,
if it's worth making it work. You feel me?
Obviously, if you're gonna make it work, it's gonna be some kind of type of compromise. But my question was, were you or will you be willing to compromise to make things work for both of y'all? Your love life for one, and your family life with your your relationship with your sibling. With your child. Like, where do you balance the two? Do you not have? Because I totally cut my mom love life off. Like, it was and it wasn't too So in me personally feeling guilty for that. Like, so it was so.
Like I said, I was that same. I'm that child that you're talking about.
Right.
Everybody came in the door. You're not good enough. Get the fuck out of here. I either beat them up or I give them a verbal warning. Get the fuck out. Period. For real, like dead ass. And it was only one person that it wasn't even that. When he first came around, we was OD tight because he got the same speech, the same everything. You feel me?
Right.
But my mom had that conversation with me, like, yo, you not gonna tell me who I can and can't be with. But either give this person a try or move the fuck out the way, and I'll make sure y'all just don't gotta cross paths to where it be disrespectful to either one. Like, you feel me? Like, he know what's respectful. I know you know what's respectful, so keep it there.
Right.
And if y'all get out of there, because I'm a man and he a man, and y'all do what y'all got to do. But this shit is gonna happen, and you niggas gonna rock out. But the guy he ended up being somebody that I ended up getting along with. He ended up being cool. He actually ended up being a good person for my mom.
Yeah, because you wouldn't have give him the chance unless your mom told him, like, hey, this is happening. Get on the boat. Or get so
it's not even close, but
I know.
But because of the way she broke down that convo, like, yo, listen,
right?
Me and your father is never happening. Get that shit out your brain, and this is about to take place. So we gotta see where this go. And I had known because they was friends for mad long before.
So, would you be able to give that same speech?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I give it.
Yeah.
Okay. That was alright.
I got older kids, so
you did all that nigga did there?
Yeah, because you guys was like pulling motherfucking teeth. I was like, yo, no.
I'm just a firm believer in not having to have that. You know what I mean? Like I'm an OD firm believer in not having to do all that. Like, you feel me? Like I feel like I don't believe in breaking up the home, especially over some bullshit, because a lot of times homes break up over some bullshit. Mm-hmm. Now, if it's something that just can't work and it's just not healthy for you, your spouse, and the kids, do what you gotta do. Make that more healthy. But it's a lot of homes that break up over some bullshit. So I'm just not a firm believer in letting households break up, or I'm not having kids with somebody that this shit is just gonna break up and dismantle over some bullshit.
Nah, absolutely. And me having kids, I didn't want even because I'm not with none of my kids' mothers, but I didn't want to break my shits up.
I already know,
but
we had those combos.
Right, but if you're not happy, then
like I said, if it ain't working, it just ain't working.
It can't. Right, it can't be forced. So with that being said, what if your spouse is the one that's, you see constantly, this is going to be quick.
That's only because I already said, what our answer's going to be.
Hey, your spouse, you know what I'm saying, is not liking how alright, I gotta throw some type of I gotta throw some type of variables in there. What if it's your kid now? What if your kid is the one that's bad, Dennis the Menace?
No, I'm just saying if that's the case, that's different. Now you got a badass kid.
Right, you got a Dennis the Menace.
Yeah.
You got a Dennis the Menace.
That's different.
Right? That's let me throw that equation out there because that's gonna be too quick. Yeah. You got a Dennis the Menace and your kid and your spouse is like, yo.
Get that in line.
Right. So what do you do in that case, in that scenario?
That's a lot of
That's
a lot of sit down family conversations and seek whatever help got to be done. But It's a whole.
That's different too, because if you got a dentist in Menace and you're not around, do you give your spouse permission to discipline your kid?
Hell no.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. It's not gonna work because then how they gonna get respect from the kid?
No.
Yeah, look better, yeah.
That yelling shit don't work with
ways.
these 2025 kids. The fuck? They yelling.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
you gotta use your Jedi mind tricks on the kids. That's it. Hey, listen.
I ain't dealing with nobody with no bad ass dentist in Menace. That's how.
If you don't sit down, you ain't getting the snacks and juice.
Right. Yeah.
It's not that. I ain't dealing with no dentist in Menace as kids.
They like
simple.
It's just.
But what if you in love with the spouse though?
I don't give a fuck how much love it is. How old is this dentist in Menace? Is he like 10? Is he like 10 years old dentist in Menace, or is this nigga like 5-year-old? Because we got a long way to go. If he 5, nigga, nah, fuck that.
That dentist in Menace shit sound like two things. If I'm the parent, it sound like your ass need to be beat.
Yes.
It might be some therapy or it's misplaced energy. That's all it is.
I'm not doing it.
Listen, hey, you gotta do this in Menace. Don't put something in my nigga to therapy yet. What you gonna do with the spouse?
If I'm talking to Shorty and she got a dentist in Menace?
Yeah. No. Yeah, no, you talking to Shorty and you got the dentist in Menace.
And I got the dentist in Menace?
Yeah.
Listen.
And she telling you like, listen, hey, I want this to work. You know, I'm digging you, but
if
your dentist.
My dentist is probably walking around slapping ass. I'm grabbing the ass, he grabbing the other side. Like
right.
My dentist, he wild. But nah, it's just it'll be a conversation. Hey yo, I can't handle it. You gotta get that in line, or you gonna lose us. Then I'm gonna sit down and figure out how to get that shit in line. But knowing Coolie the way I know Coolie gonna already have that shit in line.
Okay.
R.I.P. to
For real.
what had to do.
So, my nigga got the shit in line already. Yo, but alright, his shit is in line.
Yeah.
My kids is grown, so I don't have dentists in Menace.
But this is hypothetically
I'll be
speaking.
dating.
Alright.
I'll be dating.
Let me answer my own question.
Menace.
Cause y'all, your shit in line. Kids is grown.
Yeah.
Alright. Cause I got a few dentists. A couple. I mean.
We were talking about my guys like that, man. Go ahead, though.
They mischievous in their own ways.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I know.
And if someone couldn't deal with that, maybe my kids gotta be a little bit worse. They gotta be on a real dentist. I mean, they ain't that bad. I don't want people to think I'm walking around with that. But so yeah, if I had a real dentist in Menace, it's gonna be a lot of timeouts, man. A lot of ass whoopings and shit.
Yeah.
To see if I can get this shit to work. Now, let's flip it. How long do you stay if you get the spouse that you dating got a dentist in Menace?
30 days. I'm only playing.
30 days from the time you find out, or 30 days?
So 30 days from the time I say something. Look.
Alright.
Yeah, no, but
yeah,
no, I'm only playing.
A month to get your kid in line.
If it's
listen, you only need 3 weeks to make something happen.
Yeah, 21 days.
Yeah, so and if you're really serious about me, you'll be on it. But
that's what my issue is gonna be. If you're serious about Shorty and she got a dentist in Menace, like yo, can I help? What can I help do? Yo, do you like to play sports?
Yeah, he might need an outlet, or she might need an outlet, because girls be bad too.
It's just misplaced energy. That's all it is. Like, you need to spend more time with your child. Like, do you need me to fall back and give y'all more space so y'all can spend time together? Like, that's how I'm trying to help find a solution. If I'm trying to make this shit work before I throw in the towel.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all saw Dentist the Menace know a lot of places to put his energy. He wasn't misplaced.
Listen,
Dentist the Menace had a very well middle class life with the dog and the friends.
Dentist the Menace, he wasn't playing no sports. He wasn't doing shit for being a menace. That's it.
Yeah,
his parents was working all the time, and he was just left with the neighbor. He ain't had he was discovering shit. He was Dora the Explorer.
Right.
He was Dennis the Explorer. That's it. He was just exploring shit and getting into shit.
Every child that's in the
You
neighborhood.
put that child in some
but if
sports,
you do stuff and put them in
take
activity,
that child off places, shit like that.
And they won't be a menace no more?
No, but they just know how to act, know how to be properly social in the community, them type of things.
If it's a Dennis the Menace, the way Dennis the Menace is, he's exploring, trying to figure shit out, find shit out. So what the fuck is you interested in? What the fuck you want to know about? Let's find out together.
So, because I know a few Dennis the Menaces that found outlets and doing life in the Bing right now. you know too. So
that's exactly why I dropped my head when you said that.
So, some of the best and when they find an outlet, they some of the best natural talent.
Yeah.
Natural.
But the structure not there. The father figure not there. You know what I mean? It's the talent is there. Yeah, you playing the sports, but there's no structure there. There's no real support there. It's no, father figure, somebody to go run those drills with you. Make sure you staying on it. Because the only time you're going to do it is when it's time to do it.
That sounds like a bunch of excuses to me.
Nah, it's not.
Because listen,
if it ain't there,
it's on the person, their drive, their ambition. You don't know. Some people
that's
need to be motivated, and some people can find motivation.
Because I know people that's been Dennis the Menaces who's not. You know what I mean? Doing life in jail, and they coaches took them under their wing. Like, yo, I see you got all that. Like, it's shit like that happen too. It's some that fall through. But I mean, it's just misplaced energy. That's all it is. And given the proper structure, love, and support, it could change around. Like, and I'm not saying be soft on the kids, because you still got to beat that ass if you got to beat that ass. Right. But I mean,
I'm just saying, if you talk about the kid, it all depends on, like Sid said, I think the person, because that kid can have that mentoring and that shit can go one ear or the other. And,
true.
You know what I'm saying? And you giving this, you're all into this kid. The kid's just more focused on what the kid is focused on.
True.
And even though he's a natural born talent, he's doing what he had to do, whatever the case may be, but it ain't clicking the way he needed to click. So, in order for shit to click that he needed to click, he got
to touch the fire.
Right. So,
I know.
With that being said, then who do you blame?
It depends on
the person.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It depends on the person.
Yeah.
So,
but some people not built for nothing. Some people don't want anything but to do what they want to do.
Be a menace.
Yeah, some people don't want nothing but that.
Sometimes all they gotta know
Some people don't know what they want and just live every day.
I get it.
I'm telling you, man. I just feel like just the support, man. The support and the love. If you offer that and that shit's still not working, and Shorty is dragging her ass on getting that situation fixed, but you putting in more energy, then it's like, hey yo, Shorty, is you really like a deadbeat mom? And you was just looking for somebody to take this child off your hands, like, cause.
Right. So like you saying, what if you
that should be happening though. I know chicks that be out here just like, yo, let me get somebody to help take the load off of me real quick while I kick up, do whatever I want. I know this ain't your daddy, but he gonna be your daddy for these next 5 hours while I go run the streets. Like that type of shit, and that's what they do.
I wouldn't feel comfortable, like, no shit like that.
That's crazy.
We would have to be together for years before I'd be like, oh, I'm going out, and well, at least a couple, just to be me and somebody within the first year, and you babysitting my kid.
So what if you the mentor in the dentist's life, and you try to give him outlets, you redirect his energy and all that, and he's still dentist.
I'm just as stubborn though. Like, I mean, I'm just as stubborn. I'm going for it because I'm not good.
You gonna try to break him?
Because a lot of times, like, I helped up some kids when we was growing up. Being a teenager, people that was coming up under us, I helped give them guidance along the way. I had no business doing it, acting like an adult. I had a teenager, but I was doing it and I was helping some people out.
It ain't no fact. It ain't the point that you had no business. Like you look out for people that's looking up to you. So that's just a gentle person. But
my persistence, like being consistent in not wavering in the support and showing the love and all that. Like, I mean, and making sure that when they do fucked up shit, we talk about it and getting that communication out there and getting them to see that there's other ways to place that energy, other shit you could do to remain in a better light, like, I mean, and showing them that there's ways you could do this shit. Like, I'm just, as stubborn as they are to do evil shit, I'm as stubborn for them to get their shit right because I know what that shit leads to.
Well, you're a good person because some people not gonna put all that energy.
Oh yeah, no, I know that. Trust me. I know that all too.
The right one will. The person for you, I feel like this. If you both are for each other, anything can work.
Yeah.
Anything can work. Anything is possible. If you both are really for each other. You know, some people can be there just for themselves and be in relationships with themselves. Yeah, you're with somebody, but you're really just in it for yourself. And then there's, you know, relationships where you guys are in it together to actually win it. So I feel like if you both are on the same page, anything can, you know, work in communication with your kids and your spouse.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah,
I believe it's
on the communication and all.
Everybody got to talk. Sit down. We do family game night. And everybody talk. And
the other part of that is comprehension. I don't know if everybody talk about it all the time, but yeah, you can talk to you blue in the face, but if somebody ain't understanding what you're talking about, it just ain't gonna work. Like you can do that shit all the time. Communicate. Either they blocking you out, not really listening to you, or they just not understanding what the fuck you're talking about. Like that. Just as much as we communicate in relationships, we gotta make sure we understanding each other in relationships.
that is true. That is very true. And it's hard. You know what you gotta do in a relationship, because like, you know what I've noticed. You don't necessarily, well, unless it's something that you see that's nagging you, you put it on the table and it's not being fixed, then it turns into an argument, and then you really want to get your point across, you throw a bunch of facts out there, and then the opposite, your spouse got a bunch of reasons why things are the way they are, and then, you know, y'all both are going at each other, down each other's throats. So I think if you not only if you can only get past the argument, like, all right, let's cool down and then talk, because a lot of times you tend to throw a bunch of points out or a bunch of facts out that you should have saved for a calm conversation. Yeah, and then the shit go overhead. And you like, nigga, I told you this, or bitch, I told you this. But the whole time I wanted one ear out the other, because I was trying to make a point, or she was trying to make a point.
Exactly.
So, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes just to save the exclusives of what you want your spouse to really understand and know for the calm conversation. And if you can, you do it like I do it. You say it twice. You say it during the argument, and then see, that's what I was trying to explain to you. I was yelling at you, like, yo.
But it be like that. Like in the heat of the moment, the most vicious shit could come out. The most non-factual shit could come out, just because if you feel like you in that argument and you in the wrong.
You gotta crunch. Yeah, I gotta go back.
Yeah, like, oh no. You won't get that one up on me. Like, I mean, but then, like, I mean, you take that step back. As long as you can do that, if you can take the step back, come back to it, I mean, and have that civilized conversation, then you should be straight. Like, I mean, but it gotta be comprehended as much as it's communicated. Like, there's no way it's gonna work. I could put it on, I'll post it in front of your motherfucking face as soon as you wake up, and it just follow you and never be removed. You still might not get it. Like, if that person don't comprehend.
No, at that point, it don't become comprehension. It becomes just literally blocking. The person don't want to comprehend. You gotta want to comprehend. Like, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause you can tell somebody this is blue, and every day this is blue, this is blue, this is blue, and that person said total opposite color.
Yeah.
There's no way you cannot comprehend. This is blue. I'm showing you the color every day. I'm telling you this is blue every day.
Right.
Back to back to back to back to back. There's no way you cannot comprehend this unless you don't want to really comprehend this. And then if you don't want to comprehend it, that means you don't want to compromise on what I'm trying to get across to you.
Yeah.
So that's all that becomes. I don't think someone could be in a relationship and not comprehend on how someone feels. They just don't care on how that person feels. I think it's just that simple.
Shit, speaking of don't care, do y'all believe in, or do y'all think it's a myth or it's actual fact that the person in a relationship who cares the less is the person who has the upper hand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know this is just one.
Yeah, I do believe that.
Absolutely.
Because they'll be submissive to the other person. They're more willing to do. And
No,
I'm saying so
they would be more dominant to the other person.
No, you just said the person,
the person who
loves
cares
them
the
least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
if
feel
you-
like they would have more control.
Yeah.
Because the other person, I feel like they would have more control over the person. The person with least of a heart, right, will have more control in the relationship.
That's
Because
what I said.
they're,
That's what it'd be the
Yeah,
dominant. That's
yeah,
what I
they
said.
would be-
Dominant.
We
Yeah.
wasn't comprehending.
oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But because the person that is actually in love will be willing to go above and beyond. They kind of might overlook certain things and might settle for certain things because they love the person. But the person who doesn't love is not going to settle, not going to put up with certain things, not going to let certain things happen.
All right. So in that situation, my advice would be, I guess,
Let it go.
Yeah.
Toxic.
Oh yeah. I know that, but it just like it just popped
Yeah.
in my ass right off,
Easier said than
piggybacking off
done,
of.
but yeah.
Cause listen,
Toxic.
when a person sometimes doesn't necessarily know what they're having to is going. So yeah, that would be the best. I guess I don't know. I wouldn't say we were the best because
Sometimes things don't come back. Like I've had somebody that I maybe took for granted or could have did better by or loved a little bit more and didn't. And I don't know if, it was more like a regret thing, but he wasn't coming back. You understand? Like he didn't want to come back. There wasn't that opportunity to get it back.
hey, you a lot of times you get someone that the one that got away. We all got the one that got away.
I
Like
want to
you know
call
what I'm
it
saying.
the one that got away, but yeah.
That's exactly what it sounds like. If if they're not coming back and you could have seen something with that, then that's the one that got away. I personally believe that it's not necessarily, I guess, up to you whether it's fate. I think it's on to fate. Like you can't say the person, if you lose something, is not coming back, and you can't say it will. You know what I'm saying? I think it's fate. If it's meant to be, like you said, then it's meant to be. Now, this person, could have been the one for you. This could have been the deal breaker. This person was the one, but your kid said, hey.
I don't like it.
Right, and then you couldn't find nobody want the one after that. You couldn't find no more clues after that.
Right.
And then your kids loved all these sorry ass niggas. Sorry ass niggas just loving them. Because you know why? They bring on the extra candy, doing the shit that don't give a fuck about the kids. The teeth can rot, they can be unhealthy.
Yeah.
As long as the kids having fun, the kids enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
But the person that was making sure you brush your teeth and eat your vegetables, the kid couldn't stand that. That's hard. So, yeah, you lost them.
you love something, let it go. If it come back as yours, if you
Hey,
don't,
a wise man once told me.
I do.
Hey,
Why
listen,
you gotta hold on to extra headaches and shit?
a wise man once told me that.
Some people need to
Coolie,
grow up.
Coolie.
Sometimes
Hey,
Sometimes
this nigga
people
told me,
need to
hey,
grow up, though.
Let some shit go. Let it fly. Like it float like a butterfly. I'm just making shit up.
You let your thoughts float like a butterfly.
Yeah. Nah, that shit funny as hell. But you gotta let that shit go, man.
Yeah, that's
That
great.
shit hurt. It hurt.
Oh yeah.
But
Should never be easy, especially if you dead serious about it and you was into it and you felt like it was the right thing.
you put you invested.
Yeah,
You invested. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? I lost my investment.
Right?
fuck that. I'm gonna need a return on that investment.
Shit, the return was the nuts, the good times, the
Nah,
laugh,
fuck
all
that.
of that
Niggas got
bad
nothing
times.
back. I don't play all of that shit.
Listen,
Nigga, I
that's
got
the
good
return
shit.
on
and
both.
Let me tell you, when you
That's
start
the
going to
return on
return,
both,
you end
yeah.
up in domestics. Hey, I'm trying to get this return, motherfucker. Fuck your car. Oh, this bitch done bust up my windows on the Damn, you go here paying restitution.
There's no return on that investment of time. Like, that's what we killing.
Yeah, that's
people.
the sad thing.
Yeah, because like people be in relationships, stringing people along for all of these years and shit. It be even if it's 1 year, like, and you telling that
That's
person,
still
oh,
wasting some lifetime.
that's a year of that person's life they ain't gonna get back, and they could have been spending either loving themselves or loving somebody that was really gonna love them.
Love them.
Like,
Yeah, exactly.
people be out here playing way too much.
Yeah, you know what?
The
They
most
say, I
valuable
never
thing
want to
in
grow
life.
up.
Most valuable thing in life is time, man.
Mhm.
That's it. You don't. No matter how much you want to, you can't buy time back. You can't.
Man. So yeah, your time is precious, so you can't force no one to be in your time.
Yeah, you definitely can't.
And you waste years trying to make something or build something that you know can't shape.
Exactly.
You got a whole circle, and then you trying to make it a square.
Or a lot of people be in relationships that already reached their climax. Like the climax was the honeymoon phase, and that was it. After this, we don't got nothing. But we just gonna ride this motherfucker out because we just here. We ain't got nothing else to do. Type shit. Like,
Or you got kids involved.
yeah. Or you got kids involved. Yeah.
Yeah, that would hold on, that would mend or keep a relationship together when it don't want to be.
Tell me.
So yeah, it's just it's life, man. You gotta either know how to roll with the punches or
Throw some punches.
Yeah,
So
that's
fuck.
it.
Yeah.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? Either I'm gonna stand here and get knocked out, or I'm gonna knock.
Some shit out. Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
it.
Shit, even if you do get knocked out, at least you go out swinging. At least go out swinging.
Nah, absolutely. But you always want to intend to knock some shit out.
Hell yeah.
that's the focus.
For real.
Don't stand there and get punched in the head. You know I'm not. Oh man, y'all crazy.
Nah,
I'm
you
trying-
crazy, man.
Hey, nah, listen, man. I'm trying to.
Coming up with these wild ass scenarios.
Yeah,
like this,
yeah.
man. You talking about we crazy.
Cause you know what? Y'all have been, hey, it ain't gonna happen. Nope, yeah.
Yeah, because we
Bruh, that's not what we're here for. We gotta discuss and break this shit down, dissect.
I get you, but shit, when you put me in them shoes, I'm gonna make
Right.
that shit fit. Fuck that. I ain't gonna be out here with my toes all two
Right,
under
but-
that. I ain't-
Especially
You
after
give
y'all
me-
already
I'm
invested the
giving you
time to
hypothetical-
see if
I'm
shit
giving
gonna
you guys-
change. It's really gonna work now.
Right,
We're
and
gonna
I'm
have to
giving you
come to
guys
some.
hypothetical scenarios, and y'all manipulating them into what
Yeah.
y'all want them to be. No, this
Tell
is
me what I
my.
would do.
You can't do that. This is my scenario. You can't make it yours. That's like.
Tell me what I would do.
Right,
bro.
no, bro. In this situation, you already did what you could do, and it didn't work. And this is it. This is it.
You don't like him.
Right.
Yeah. Guess I gotta get on. Alright.
Oh man, yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. My bad.
Right, yeah. Y'all wouldn't make a fit for shit.
Listen,
Cause that's not nothing to really argue and debate about though. Like
Yeah.
I would have to communicate with both, and I would have to sit my kid down in front of my spouse. Ain't no talking with just my kid.
Right, yeah,
You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? You need to know how my kid feel, and I want to put my kid on the spot too, because they really could just tell me anything, you know, to manipulate. Because some kids know how to manipulate their parents.
Of course.
You know, so we're gonna do this as a family
Mhm.
and get to the root of it since we're working on being a family. Or whatever. Talk that talk right here and put it all out on the table. So you know what you need to do and you know what you need to do. And I'm just sitting here being a mediator.
Yeah.
Facts, yeah. Because in some scenarios like that, you're right. The kid would be playing a double agent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The actual parent isn't around, and then the kid is lovey-dovey with your spouse, and they like not lovey-dovey, but
Yeah, but
you
cool.
know,
Cool
yeah,
steady.
like, you know what I'm saying? And then when the parent get back around, oh, I can't stand this motherfucker. This nigga don't do shit for me. Like, mama, get rid of this nigga. That's
You sound like you really was speaking from experience.
I done seen some shit. So yeah, in that situation, what do? You got a double agent on your hands.
You got a double agent?
Yeah.
I know he's a double agent.
No,
so I know he's manipulating the situation different.
Because you kind of already answered the question already, sitting both down and
Yeah, that's
I
how
guess
the
that would
only
probably be
way,
the same
yeah.
thing to do it, but I'm gonna ask you anyway. What would you?
Well, if my kid is telling me, because your spouse, if you guys have great communication.
You got that, guys. That's communication. Capital C.
But if you guys, you know, your spouse is gonna sit down and tell you, like, look, he don't like me when you here,
Right.
but when you not here, we be playing 2K, eating
Right.
up all of the snacks. I don't eat up all the snacks by myself.
Right.
You know, shit like that. So it's not like, you know, you're not gonna know, depending on your communication levels. You should
Then you
know.
get your kids, you got the pie face like.
So that's why you gotta sit them down together. Let's put it all on the line.
Mm-hmm.
Now you said you recall telling me that.
Right,
Yeah.
But then, as a spouse, that's when you flipped on the kid. Damn, I thought it was cool. Like when
Word, remember that one
Yeah.
time?
And that nigga
I
was
walked
like,
5 blocks to get us that gallon of milk for them Fruity Pebbles.
that's what I'm saying. You gotta play the Jedi mind tricks with the kids, like, you know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't say manipulate the kids,
Sometimes you have to.
but I'm talking about, I guess, don't allow the kids to manipulate you. That's what I should say. You know what I'm saying? Because if you play into the actual play, then you become the puppet and you become the fool.
Jesus.
So, you know what I'm saying? Just don't do that. Kids that do that because they know what triggers
Of course.
their parents. Like,
Of course.
you know what I'm saying? They know how to push them buttons. So, yeah, you gotta watch that. I was just that kid that, you know, playing these niggas like they puppets. Hey, listen, these shits come out next week. And if I don't get them,
Yeah.
I believe it.
I don't know why.
I don't know why not.
See, exactly. I knew the vibe was right.
Shit. Nah, man, I guess, man, at this point, we need y'all to take away from this episode, you feel me? Y'all gotta communicate, man. Yes,
That's what it's about.
if you got a child and you enter in a relationship or somebody trying to create a relationship with you, you gotta make that understood on both sides. Like, yo, this is gonna happen. If you're gonna be with me, you gotta accept and appreciate my kids, and we're gonna make that work all together, or we just not gonna do this. Like, you feel me? And that same conversation need to be had with your child. But ultimately, you gotta make the right decision that's going to be healthy for you and your child. Point blank, period. But communication is the key. Comprehension is the second key. There's 2 keys to that motherfucker.
There's a padlock and there's
I'm telling you.
the regular lock.
Yeah, the combination and then the regular key to that motherfucker. Listen though, man. Y'all gotta communicate, man. Point blank, period. Make sure you put it out there in the beginning. Make sure you have that conversation with your child. And make sure that it's just healthy for all parties involved. I am Coolie Maine. You can find me everywhere under the name of Coolie Maine. If you can't find me there, you can find me anywhere under Grown Ups Talk.
Facts. And this your boy AK the Chief signing off, checking out. You know the motto. Like, share, and follow. If you didn't do it, do it. Tell a friend to do that shit again. Shout out to my boy Blaze at 450 Forest Road. That's all-star lineups. My boy Blaze and Trey, you know what I mean? Go get your all-star lineup. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I thought you knew. It's your girl Sid. You can find me anywhere. I thought you knew.
Just remember, next time your ass come up here, you be that high.
Right here, project. This is it.
It kind of kept me off guard because I don't know how every intro is different though.
Yeah, that's the
It
uniqueness
is.
of it
So
all.
I just, it's just to wait my turn. Oh, it's like it's my turn. Oh,
Next time you're gonna bring the bass.
We
want this is it.
Damn.
And on that note, hey yo, man, y'all know what it is, man. Talk to us grown or don't talk to us at all. Cop that merch, man.